Okay guys, so on this particular case, there was a lot of water coming out from the bottom of the toilet. Usually that happens because of an old wax ring. It gets brittle, it gets old, it gets cracked, and you start leaking. But after putting some new wax rings and extended wax rings, and they claim that it was still leaking water. I didn't do that job, but they told me they had put a couple of times brand new extra thick wax rings, and it didn't work. So I removed the toilet. I don't have to show you that. You gotta, I'm pretty sure you know how to remove the toilet. And I noticed that they installed some tile. I don't know when this was done, but if you can see, the flange is even with the floor, and the flange actually has to be at least about a quarter higher than the floor to make a proper seal. So I'm almost positive that that's the problem. Also, it looks kind of messed up there, but I'm gonna try to get away without replacing the flange. So what I did is, on this case, I'm gonna be using this particular piece. Is called flange fixer. What I like about this is that if you notice those little legs, it raises up the flange a little bit. It raises probably about a quarter of an inch. That's what we need. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna put this whatever I need to put it. I'm gonna take these off just to make sure that it goes in the hole. And this thing is marked. It says back, which means to the wall. Okay, and I'm gonna mark the holes. And this is in concrete or ceramic, so I have to use a ceramic drill bit, of course. I'm gonna be using this Tapcon 3/16 by 1 3/4 3 3/4 masonry bolts. It doesn't say in here masonry, but I know this is masonry or concrete screws, whatever you want to call it. They're like I said, 1 3/4 of an inch in length. And so yeah, so I'm gonna mark the holes, and I already marked it. I'm just gonna drill a little bit to make the marks, and I'm gonna start drilling it with the masonry drill bit. Okay. So I'm gonna make all 4 bolts, and I'm gonna come back to you guys. I'm not gonna waste time showing you how to drill this thing. I'm pretty sure you know how to do it, but yeah, I'm gonna drill all 4 holes, and I'll see you in a little bit. Okay guys, so I'm down to the last hole. And what I'm doing is that I'm gonna, once the hole is done, I'm just gonna stick the drill bit up and down, so that way I can take all the dirt out. Okay, so once we got that, we go to the next step. And I'm pretty sure this puppy is gonna come out pretty good. So let's get it done. I'm gonna pop this thing in. This is so that way it goes as far as it can inside the pipe. But not only that, I'm still gonna put 1 wax ring in here, so that way we can make a proper seal of the flange. If you see here, there's holes, and water can go in and penetrate. So we're gonna try to put some wax in here so that will seal it and make a perfect seal. And we still gonna raise up the flange a little bit higher, and I'm pretty sure this is gonna make a pretty good seal, and we're gonna fix the problem for good. Okay guys, so it's time to install the new flange on the floor, but before that I want to add this wax ring. I want you to take a look in here. This is an extra thick reinforced wax, and I want to do that because, you know, I want to cover the most we can. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna take the ring off. So I want you to see this is the ring, and this, if it's perfectly right in here. Look, see that? All right. So now it's time for us to put the flange on the floor, just like this. Try to mash it up with the holes, and then push it down so that way we can spread the wax evenly. Okay, that's gonna create a really good seal on the metal flange, and it's gonna prevent from leaks. So now we're ready to install the bolts in place, and that's gonna give them the maximum seal. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna put the bolts on each of the holes. I'm gonna line them up first. We have to make sure it's on the holes, on all of them. And we're gonna start tightening. So I had put all the bolts in place. The flange is like the way it's supposed to go to the back, and if you can see, it's raised up from the floor about 1/4 of an inch, which that's what we want. And now the instruction says to put the toilet right on in here. Okay, you don't need wax. However, if the case is that it leaks, you might want to try to put a wax in there, but it's supposed to be okay without putting wax. So now what we have to do is that we have to put the toilet on top of it. I'm just going to clean up a little bit in here. We're going to put the toilet, the bolts, and we're going to test it out to see what we got. Okay guys, so I cleaned up a little bit in here. Everything looks good. The seal looks tight. The hole looks like if you know, it's gonna work. So now it's time for me to put the toilet, and well, this is the only angle y'all guys gonna be able to see it. Let's see. You're not gonna have pretty much view, but at least you got the idea. You know. So I had to carry the toilet and match the holes, and once you match the holes, well, it's on there. Okay, before putting the bolts, I'm gonna try to see if it works. If it leaks, I will put a wax shrink. So I'm gonna put the hose back on, the inlet, the water hose. This you tighten them up with your hand. Again, I'm gonna try it on before putting the bolts, so that way, in case it leaks, I'm gonna put a wax in between. This is just in case. It shouldn't, but I'm gonna turn on the water. Let's wait to fill up. Okay, so now it's full of water. Now here comes the moment of truth. We're gonna flush it and see if it leaks water. And everything seemed perfect, no leaks. This thing was leaking a lot of water. I'm going all the way around. I'm gonna flush it a couple of times, 3-4 times. And I think we got a pretty good seal and a very good repair, in which you save hundreds of dollars. I'm gonna dry this thing out. It was already wet, just to make sure that it's not leaking. When it leaks, you can see the current, like, kind of hard. See? There is no water coming out. Looks perfect. So we're putting the bolt back on. And we're all set. Okay. It's just a matter of putting the bolts on both sides, putting the cover, and if you want a better seal, put silicone around the toilet. And we have a toilet or a seal that is going to last for years. This is a good repair kit, guys. I have to admit, this is the first time I used it, and I really loved it. So I highly recommend this repair flange. So it says over here it repairs 99% of all flanges. So I love it. Alright guys, we'll see you in the next video.